Welcome back to the Let's Chinese channel. Today we're going to talk about why Chinese can't speak English. If you Google about why Chinese can't speak English, there will be just a bunch of articles talking about something surface, like grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, etc. Today, I want to explore this question a bit deeper, showing you the true reasons why speaking English is so hard for Chinese. We all know that Chinese is learning what we call deaf English because most of those English learners in China just can't properly use English for their daily communication, which always makes people misunderstand that Chinese don't know the English language at all. Assuming you're in China now and want to know how to go to the nearest bus station, so you go find a Chinese for help. But the person you found can't express the answer clearly in English. Now you may have the impression that Chinese people are not very good at English. However, what you may not know is that the person you just talked to may have scored A in his/her last examination, may keep reciting 500 English words every day, may just finish reading a Harry Potter novel in English, may listen to BBC News audios every morning, etc. To be clear, English learners in China are not that bad at reading or writing English. Instead, they might possess one of the strongest grammar and vocabulary foundations compared to people from other countries, because passing English examinations is still the most important criterion for evaluating a person's English skill. But why Chinese people are still hard to get rid of deaf English? Certainly, there are so many difficulties that can cause this situation, but I believe the following points are the most critical. Number 1. The traditional teaching system in China. What you need to know is that most Chinese people already got in touch with English learning when they were in primary school, so when I talk about a college graduate student, you should know that this kid already has been learning English for around 15 years. How come a 15 years English learner can't even chat with foreigners? This is mainly because of the broken system of English teaching in China, which attached importance to grammar and vocabulary and aimed to teach students how to pass various exams instead of how to use English for their daily communication. During the learning process, Chinese people were spending enormous time reciting words and grammar points for dealing with various unpractical English exams and neglecting the importance of speaking. This is why you always see Chinese people who know a lot of high-level English words and complex grammar but can't put a single word out of their mouths. Number 2. Lack of opportunities for the Chinese to practice. We all understand how important it is to have a person to help practice your speaking English, making you be more comfortable and willing to open your mouths and use English as a communication tool. But this is difficult for most Chinese people. Although I agree that there are increasing interactions with foreigners in China, the situation is only applied to those Tier 1 cities like Beijing, Shanghai, etc. More English learners in China are living in Tier 2 or even Tier 3 cities which are less developed and less internationalized, making it so hard to find a proper atmosphere for practicing oral English. Surely you can go attend those private English language institutes. There are foreign teachers teaching you English, and you can freely communicate with them. However, it also will cost you tens of thousands for merely 1-year course, and I don't think it's an affordable option for everyone. Number 3. The nature of Chinese people. The nature of Chinese people is partly to blame for causing the difficulty to have a great English-speaking atmosphere, which is being afraid of making mistakes. Perhaps because of traditional Chinese education, many people seem to believe that making mistakes correlates with stupidity and incompetence. Chinese mindset is that any kind of failure is not allowed, so people are often not willing to show the process until it has a good result. Whereas, with the Western mindset, failure is more of an open possibility and something to overcome. Some people might ask, are there really many people who are going to laugh at your mistakes? Unfortunately, there is. Maybe it's not common in those developed countries, but because the overall quality of the population in China is still very low and lots of people are not well educated, there are so many ignorant people. Personally speaking, I don't think that they are intentionally trying to discourage anyone, Maybe it's just because of the primitive mindset that makes them unconsciously behave like this. But their behaviors are really affecting. Anyway, that pretty much sums up why Chinese can't speak English. Let me know your thought about this topic. Do you have any Chinese friends who can speak English well? And how do they learn English? Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed the video.